doing some wedding content. Y'all have been so incredibly kind and supportive in my vlog comments saying, please take us along for some wedding planning and some wedding content. So here we are. Today I'm gonna sit down and tell you 10 things that I am just doing that's maybe a little bit out of the norm or different for this wedding. And I'm really excited. I sat down to plan this video and I realized there's some things I was doing because I wanted to do it differently, just because it felt more special or meaningful or whatever. And then there were some things that I was doing to save money. So some budget focused things. So I've decided to divide that into 2 videos. So today is going to be the things that I am doing because it feels special or important to me. And I do want to say, I want to start off this video with a little disclaimer. If you've been around, if you know me and my story, you know that I got married at 21 and I got divorced, and now I'm getting married again at 20, almost 7. So I come from an interesting perspective of I've done this once before, and there were things that I just wouldn't have done again that I didn't really like allocating time, effort, whatever to. But I want to be mindful of not just playing the comparison game when I'm like, last time I did this and I didn't like it, so this time I'm doing this, because I want to give this wedding the space it deserves. This is truly my forever love. This is the one I'm going to tell my kids about. This is so important to me. So it's been hard for me to prep this video, and I have this knowledge in this interesting position of I've done things before and I'm doing them again differently, but I don't want this video to feel like last time versus this time over and over and over again. And all the things in this video are things that I did not do last time that I am doing differently this time, but I'm going to try to be mindful of not using that verbiage too often. Thank you for sitting through that disclaimer. Without further ado, here are 10 things that I am doing maybe differently than the norm for my wedding. First thing, I'm gonna start with this one because it feels like the most important thing that bleeds into every other decision that Jordy and I are making, but that is that my fiance and I are fully paying for the whole wedding ourselves. Rehearsal dinner, wedding, everything is being paid from us. And this was something that I wanted to do very intentionally because I feel like this grants us permission to make a lot of decisions that might be out of the norm. I do know that when parents help to pay for a wedding, it is essentially your parents are hosting the wedding, and that comes with different expectations. A, it's a different generation. B, they kind of feel like there are people that they should invite or include that might not be as important to the bride and groom, but is important to them and their story. And I totally get that. I totally understand that. I totally respect that. So because of that, I wanted to make it a goal that if I got married again in the future, that I would be able to pay for my own wedding. I also think that that takes off a lot of pressure from the family, to where if we do something a little bit out of the box, they can just kind of be like, hey, we're hands off. We weren't involved in this planning at all, so it doesn't reflect on us at all. So I do think it kind of helps alleviate the pressure from the family and give us full freedom to do exactly whatever we want. And with that in mind, that leads to point 2. Everything about this wedding, I want to feel intimate, I want to feel intentional, I want to feel a little bit on the smaller side. I want it to just feel so important and intentional. I want to look out in the audience and know every single person there and know how they play into our story. Everything will also be a little more like budget centric because we are paying for this ourselves and are also doing a lot of other things like buying a house and moving cross country, and it's an expensive season. So because of that, fewer people definitely, and incredibly intentional people as well. 3, this is something that at first I was a little bit bummed about, but now I'm actually really excited about. Our primary ceremony and reception is actually going to be dry. It was not my choice, but let me walk you through the thought process of this. Our venue doesn't allow alcohol, and I want people to have a good time. I really do. Like, that's important to me. But also, if you know me, I'm very much not a drinker. I didn't even have my first sip of alcohol till I was 25.
That's so bad.
And I'm at a spot right now where I hate everything except champagne. Also, alcohol is expensive, for sure. So one thing that we're gonna be doing is a mocktail hour, and I'm really excited about this. We're gonna have kombucha for sure. We're playing around with some ideas. There's some potential vendors that we might, get quotes from that have essentially like mobile trucks, or there's even like is it a tuk-tuk? Is that what it's called? Like a little there's just basically different vendors that have kegs that are very cute where you can do kombucha and like cold brew and things like that. So we're gonna have fun drinks during mocktail hour, but no alcohol, which is gonna save us money. I'm not gonna worry about people drinking and getting too drunk too early on in the night, because that was a problem I had experienced previously, to where there were some people from the older generation that saw open bar and just But that leads to point 4, something that I have never considered doing before until we came across this plan, and that I am actually so excited about, and that is having an after party. The after party is going to be all vibes. There is going to be alcohol. I think we're going to do s'mores. We're going to do late night pizza. I'm really excited for the idea. This is going to be chill. It's going to be in someone's backyard. There's going to be fire pits, but we're also going to have music and dancing. And I'm going to focus a lot of time and attention and energy on the after party. And I like this for a few reasons. First, the venue has to be cleared up by 8:30. So that's pretty early. So I'm thinking, 8:30, clear out, do a getaway, and then go to the after party at 9-ish, 8:30 to 9. And this is so fun because the vibes are very chill. We get to hang out and talk with all of our friends. And then we can do a little Irish goodbye whenever we want, once the night starts getting a little rowdy, but people don't have to stop partying. They can party as long as they want. We could go have the rest of the night to ourselves, still have a really good time with everybody, and not have to be there for when it gets a little too chaotic, beyond my control. We have a friend that does high flash photography. I'm thinking champagne. I'm thinking pizza. I'm thinking just fun, chill energy. I just don't want this wedding to feel so serious. I want it to feel like an actual celebration and not a formality, because that's what it is. And I'm excited to break some of those kind of more traditional ceremonial expectations within weddings. That brings me to point 5, which has to do with the after party that I am just so excited about for me. And that is an outfit change. I always see pictures of brides that have outfit changes, and I'm like, that is so cool. I actually just ordered my after party dress. I can't decide if I want to show y'all or not, but it's just very fun. It's very poofy. It's a short dress. It's covered in pearls. It's just excessive, but cute and me and fun. And so I'm really excited to be able to go get away with Jordy after our goodbye at the ceremony, go to the Airbnb that I have rented as a bridal suite situation, change, and then do a new hello once everybody gets to the after party. And so I'm excited for that. Have 2 looks? Why not? I am gonna probably do a cheaper wedding dress than I would have to be able to justify the second outfit, if that makes sense. I think my after party dress was $500, so I will probably deduct $500 from whatever my wedding dress budget was to essentially divide that budget between 2 looks. Let's talk food. I'm really excited for the food plan because we're not gonna do a traditional caterer. I'm a huge foodie, if y'all know this about me, and food is the experience for me, but I want it to be casual and fun and spaced throughout the night. So instead of catering, we're gonna basically have food every hour. I made a little mock-up sign. In fact, maybe I'll insert it here to show you, but we're gonna have a professional signage friend make this better. This is just to explain to them kind of what I have in mind. But mocktail hour, like I mentioned, is gonna be kombucha and I think sushi, because that's one of mine and Jordy's favorite foods ever. So just little past sushi bites and kombucha. And then dinner time, we're gonna have a taco truck. We found a taco truck that I really like that can do fully gluten-free. It's kind of like a trendy taco truck, not one of the more authentic street tacos, but they accommodate food allergies. It's $14 a person, and everybody gets 2 pretty big tacos and a side. So that will be the official dinner. And then we're gonna have dessert. We're going to do cake and donuts, which I'm gonna explain a bit more about that in the budget video because I've made some decisions about that for budgeting. And then after party, we'll do drinks and s'mores. Like I've mentioned, we're gonna have pre-batched cocktails, champagne, s'mores around a fire pit, all of that. And then late night, we're gonna have one of our favorite pizzas delivered. They do gluten-free and regular. And we're gonna do, maybe if we have budget left over, some like custom branded pizza boxes that say just married or something kitschy and cute. Then that will hopefully help people sober up a little bit too before going home. So that's the food plan. Instead of having a caterer, which you know can be easily $40 a person, we're gonna be spacing that out throughout the whole night to where there's options, and sushi will be about $8 a person, tacos will be about $14, donuts will be about $1 a person, s'mores will be about $1 a person, and pizza will be about $2 a person. Wait, let me add that up. $26 a person for that whole food experience, not including drinks. But you know, normally catering doesn't include drinks either. So 7, I am not worried about making this wedding timeless. I've realized by watching friends' weddings and everything, I have felt a pressure in the past of I don't want to look back at these pictures and hate them and be like, that was so 2023, that was so 2024. I didn't want to feel like that. So I see a lot of people try to do timeless, just very simple, classic, whatever. And fact of the matter is 5 years later, it still looks so whatever that year was. So this time my mental shift is I'm not gonna worry about it being timeless. If there's something trendy that I love, I'm gonna do it. If there's something quirky that I love, I'm gonna do it. If there's something simple and elegant that I love, I'm gonna do it. I'm just not gonna worry about having too much of like a cohesive theme or worry about it aging over time because it's inevitable, it will. So I might as well just absolutely love it day of because that's what's most important. That's what's most important. Number 8, we're not gonna do a registry. I feel so incredibly privileged to have everything I need for a home, which is great. And also the industry that I work in, I get to work with incredible brands all the time for bedding or for cookware or for things like that. So I don't feel right having a registry asking people for gifts. One thing I do want to do for sure is ask people to contribute ideas for free date nights. So maybe write it down or go online and say, here's a free date night idea, pack a picnic, take it to the beach, and bring this movie on a laptop and watch it together. I don't know, things like that to where when Jordy and I are looking for intentional time together, we can open that up and it's all free or very cheap date night ideas that we can just do on a whim. I think it'll just make things simpler for everybody. A lot of people will be traveling, and I know that that's already a sacrifice and an expense to get to a wedding, so I'm hoping that this kind of also mitigates the financial responsibility of attending a wedding for the people that are attending. 9, something that I'm doing that is actually an increased expense from just the norm is hiring a full wedding planner. I am such a planner and I do really enjoy it. So I'm still contributing a lot of like thoughts and ideas and research, but I have decided that in this season, I really just want to enjoy it, especially because it is kind of a chaotic season with planning all the house stuff and being on like a quicker timeline. I don't want to hate the planning process. I want to do the fun parts and hand off the stressful parts to someone else. Also, since we are doing this on a budget, I've essentially told my wedding planner, here's the budget, and she is doing all of the legwork for researching vendors and rentals and all of the sorts of things within our budget. So it's really nice to have someone that is holding us accountable to the budget and is doing the research to see what our options are within each category to stay within the budget. So I'm splurging a little bit more on that category to hopefully help us find the best options possible in all of the other categories for the price point. And I'm really pleased with this decision so far. Even like RSVP tracking and all of the sorts she is doing, which we are doing things out of the norm for our invites and RSVPs too, which I will talk about yet again in the next video. And lastly, point number 10 is yet again a mental thing. I am fully allowing myself to break whatever rules I want to. Same with Jordy. And that has been so freeing and nice. Is like, if we don't want to do this, we don't have to do this. If we want to do this, we're gonna do this. And it's such a nice mentality because when you get engaged and when you're planning a wedding, you feel like there's this long list of expectations, whether or not it's meaningful to you, and it just adds up. It just financially, mentally, it fills the schedule. I feel like you're told as a bride quite a bit that the wedding is not about you and the wedding is not for you, it's for the guests, but then the honeymoon is about you and for you. And I am saying, you know what? That's dumb. And if you know me, you know that having that attitude and that mentality is very out of the norm. But I am challenging myself to hold on to that because I do think it's going to give me clarity in the decisions that we're making. And it's going to make the day just a lot more fun and special when you have a clear reason for why you're doing the things you're doing instead of feeling like you're doing it to please other people. Because spending thousands of dollars to please other people is just not enjoyable. I'm excited. Like I said, next sit down video, so probably next Monday, I'll talk you through all of the more budget things. I found a lot of little hacks that I am quite excited about that are out of the norm as well. A couple wedding videos coming up since you have requested it and since you want to be a part of it. So thank you for being excited with me and wanting to be a part of it. We'll see how much other content I do. Maybe no more beyond these two and a wedding dress shopping video. But if there's specific things you'd like to see or hear about this season, I'll give the people what they want. So let me know. Okay, I love y'all. Thank you for being here and spending this day with me. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in another video very soon. So let's take